Hello race fans, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Motorsport Madness, following the progress of Bulldozer Power in our first season. We're 2 races in, and Faith Anthony is performing remarkably well, having reached 6th in the Drivers' Championship. While if we look down the board here, we'll see that Andre Gomez, our second driver, is... well, he's languishing down there in 20th place, or last, as we like to describe it. The good news, however, is that our chairman is entirely happy. He's a little bit hacked off with an answer I gave to an interview recently, but I'm over it. I don't mind in the slightest. And as such, my job is totally secure at the present time. We've got 7 weeks to go until our staff centre is built. Design centre's coming along as well, and we'll have new suspension ready to rock in a matter of days. This is all jolly positive. So as we flick through the news, we get some news about Garuda Racing. I don't care. If it's not about me, I'm really not that interested. Car condition, obviously we thrashed it, but you know, the mechanics will put that back together again. But we do have an interview question. Yeah, of course, yeah. What do you want to know? Use team orders in the race, something that fans are not particularly keen on. What do you have to say to them? Team orders are a fact of life, they're going to have to suck it up. That feels a little bit harsh. In this case, I felt it was justified. There we go, straight down the middle. You know, there's no real decision to be made. Yeah, that's quite straightforward. And then from Jiro Kagawa in Motor Racing Magazine, tricks, yeah. Vexala, don't care. I don't care. If it's not about me, don't bother getting in touch. So we're waiting for parts to be done, so I shall advance the time a little. Right, good. Well, news from the mechanics is that, or the design centre rather, is that we've got some new suspension. Good. New suspension is good. But until it's been refined a little, I doubt very much that it's going to be worth using. We already have reliability problems with our gearbox, having as it does. Actually, it is. I mean, it's a little below spec on reliability, but you know, it is. It's a better part, so well worth doing. Our second better than average gearbox is still in development. Suspension, yeah. You see, the reliability awful, and the quality actually not that terrific. I'm going to tune that up some more anyway, so I'm not going to bother doing anything with that. We might stick it in for immediate upgrading. Although that said, we will have our primary gearbox back and ready to use before the race starts. Given my focus on reliability, I may even swap my mechanics over, if that is still possible. So maybe it's not possible to do while something's in progress. Oh well, yeah, well, crack on. And there we go. So we've been inducted into the GMA, Global Motorsport Association. Exciting. I get to vote on potential rule changes. Splendid. Well, we'll wait for that to come in, and we'll make the right decisions, I'm sure, as they happen. So we've got an interview about the potential of the Phoenix Grand Prix being added to the calendar. I'm very keen. Next week's GMA is all about Phoenix. What do I think? I'd love to see Phoenix. I have yet to decide, and I'm against it. I haven't decided. I don't know anything about Phoenix. There we go. It's definitely tricky to see who's going to benefit from this rule change. Exactly. I'd rather see which way the other teams voted. If I don't see clear arguments, yeah, indeed, makes you wonder if the sport is actually moving. I'm going to go and see what the other teams are up to first. I know nothing about this track, therefore I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may. So the GMAs are about to meet, and voting is always fascinating, says former team principal Eddie Dubois. It defines the face of our sport for years to come. Well, I think that's maybe a little highfalutin there. But let's have a look, and how far off are we here? I mean, we must be getting there as far as as far as gearbox improvements done. And 2 days before the race. When is the race? 11 days time. It's tempting to start queuing something else up, but I want at least one part done before I start looking at adding another. Now, several of you have suggested that I should be scouting out another driver to take the place of Mr. Gomez, but frankly, I don't have the cash for that. I can't afford to pay him out his contract and get another driver on board. Yeah, so instead, I think I'll wait till the end of the season. We'll see what Gomez does, but his season is when his season is up, then it's all over. Hold on, we've got a problem with the electronic control units. We can fix it, but it's going to cost us. If we don't act now, we're going to lose some fuel efficiency. Well, we need fuel efficiency. We have no choice but to pay the money. And there we go. So, I mean, that's it. We are now below the cash that we need to complete the season. So I'm either going to have to land a particularly helpful sponsor when my existing sponsorship. Let's have a quick shufty here. We've got 3 races left to go on Wanderluck, right, and 5 on Maxwell's. Those are the 2 that I'm kind of banking on to be able to get a nice upfront payment or some race goals that I can actually achieve in order to keep the situation afloat here. Alternatively, of course, if another racing team were to bung me some cash in order to vote their way, because you want to replace Munich with Phoenix. Okay. Alright, it's hard to predict what impact it will have. Well, you know what? I'm going to vote to abstain. There we go. And I'll get double the vote next time around on something that potentially I do care about. It would be quite nice to have an American race, but I suspect that there probably is one in the season somewhere anyway. But let's have a look. It's not going to happen anyway, so it doesn't really matter how. In fact, it doesn't matter how I would have voted. That was a foregone conclusion, and at least I'm carrying some additional voting clout into the next one. So there we go. Ernie Hecklerock has said it's not going to happen. Good. Right. Well, that was pretty thrilling. Oh, hello. Motorsportif has said that an unlikely style icon has emerged in the form of Andre Gomez. He's very, very fashionable. I just love the way he dresses, says La Roca's chief couturier. Okay, a lot of dinero. I see what they've done there. He's so chiseled, it sets my teeth on edge. I've been very inspired by Andre for my spring-summer collection, she continued. We're integrating a lot of overalls and helmets into the line. Motorsportique is so hot right now. So there you go, he's a fashionista, which means he's got additional marketability. Right, well, you might come in useful in terms of helping me to get a better sponsor in a couple of races' time. Because let's face it, you're not helping me in the slightest when it comes to, winning races or anything like that. Says the World's Motorsport Championship. Jack Snaggles there for Windsor Racing, doing rather well with Radon and Reaper 86, having a particularly positive weekend. Okay, so our new gearbox is now fully tooled up. Better performance, and it's got 100% reliability. That's what I'm talking about. That's a gearbox and a half. Now, do I go with performance or reliability first for this new suspension? I think we'll get the reliability up and then maybe work on the. Hold on, no, cancel that. Can I switch you around? Yes, Gary. You're the only person who's worth a damn. Get to work on that. What else could you be working on at the same time? Maybe this secondary gearbox could be working on that. Talk to me. 47 days after the race versus 22 days after the race. We'll do that. I mean, if I've got one car that can make a difference, then maybe Faith can make use of that in order to help bring us in some cash. Yeah, I've just given you something to do. Gary, chill. Chill, Gary. Chill out. Just relax. Take it easy. We've got it under control. Anyway, we're going to head out to Milan for the next race. It's going to be pretty exciting stuff. Let's just make sure we're properly tooled up. Faith's got the good gearbox. I'm tempted to give her the suspension as well, but to be honest, with the reliability of it, and what's the actual track look like? Not that curvy. All right, I'm going to chance it on the belief that, you know, we might as well give it the beans as far as good parts are concerned. There we go. Yeah. So we're going to lose another 600,000 in actually taking place in the first place. That's less than ideal. We do need to pick a sponsor. Do we think Faith can do it again and bring home 450 grand? I think we have to. As mentioned before, finishing 16th, we only get an extra 75 grand. It's barely worth the effort. And as for finishing second, I think that would be ridiculous at this stage. So top speed, deceleration, and high speed corners is where it's all about. We're heading to Milan, everybody. Stay tuned. The race is coming right up. The all-important practice session ahead of us. Obviously, we're gonna stick with what's been working for us so far. We'll take Faith and we'll take Andre. Inanno Ferreira there, I honestly couldn't care less. I mean, he does do good feedback, but frankly, I'd rather give more experience to Faith in the hope that you know, she can up the tempo. Right, what are we talking about? Braking and acceleration. The weather forecast is sunny, a little bit overcast. Right, well, you know, we can deal with that. Fairly low amount of grip, but that will build up relatively quickly. Right, Andre, your car setup. You want? The mechanic is suggesting you have high downforce. Okay, well, you know, we'll crank it up a fair chunk and see where that gets you, while we'll up the gear ratios to give you good top speed, and we'll even harden up the. Actually, we'll try and keep the handling basically right in the middle to see what we can get out of that. I'm gonna just up the tire pressure a smidge and see how that helps. We're on mediums. Yeah. I think let's get you out on soft tires and see where you go from there. Right, Faith. We're going to go with something similar off Faith. We're going to up the downforce a little bit. Stop you getting airborne. Right in the middle of the recommendation. That'll do. Gear ratios, long gear ratios to get aid the top speed. The mechanic is saying some right old rubbish in that we need plenty of acceleration, whereas I think we all realise that actually a certain amount of top speed is the way we want to go. Yeah, we'll run with that and see what it gets us. Again, we'll run on soft tyres here, and we'll see how we go. All right, off you go, Gomez. You're good to go. Race trim. Let's go. No, you see, I'm just gonna manually bring you back in, same way as I always do. So how about you get out there? Yep. So that's all fine. That's all good here. Let's give you pushing the car from the get-go. Same with you, Faith. Yep. Happy with all of this. I've already sorted you out. Let's see what we get. So as they thrash the cars around more, they get better knowledge of the setup and of the car itself, and they can give me some feedback that will hopefully help to steer the car in the right direction. He's not getting any speed. Have we got too much aerodynamics? Well, I questioned that when we did it in the first place. I didn't think your mechanic knew what the hell he was talking about. Way too much angle on the wings. Okay, right, bring them both in. I'm not even going to bother finishing a lap here. We'll bring them in straight away. Because if they're not hitting top speed, right? Okay, what have you got here? Gained a little bit of knowledge. Yeah. Okay, downforce. Well, we're gonna drop that back down again. The mechanic is still saying that we should be running a high amount of downforce, but I'm not personally feeling it. I don't think that's right. So there we go. Thinks the speed balance is good, the handling is okay, and the downforce is poor. Well, having monkeyed with the downforce, that's going to change. Well, it changes everything. How's your tyres holding up? Your tyres are fine. Get out. Right, Faith. What's your problem? What are you? Come on, tell me the story. What's going on? How are we doing? You don't like the downforce? Handling's okay. Speed balance is great. Okay, well, let's reduce the downforce, because we're right in the middle of what the mechanic is suggesting. Let's not be quite so unsubtle, and then we'll just ease back the gear ratio a little bit to see if we don't get keep the speed balance in the great range there. Go. Gomez is out first. Strategy. Thump the car. That's the strategy. You're not going to learn anything by being, you know, moderate. Alright, let's see what we get as they put their foot collectively down as the car gets up to ramming speed. Alright, so Gomez is saying he likes the aerodynamics more. Well, that's good. But is it enough? That's the thing. And if I bring him in now, I've got time for him to do a third run. Right, let's bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in. There you go. Lots of whoosh noises as we opt to bring them back into the pits for another game of tweak 'em up. Right, what you got? Talk to me. Okie dokie, great, good, okay. So it doesn't like the speed balance. Give me a look here about. Thank you very much. Yes, previous stint. Didn't like the speed balance there either. I guess it's probably because it's the same. Oh no, hold on, no, it's the previous one. Great. So he wants the top speed about down a little bit. Okay, right. Well, we can do that. That's not a problem, amigo. Right. Change the speed balance. So if we drop the gear ratio by just a nugget or two there, how's the tyres hanging in? Now, I mean, you know, good is. I mean, we could do better on that. But what do you want? Do you want more? Do you want less? What do you want? You want a bit more handling? We can give you more handling there, friend. I don't know what you're after. Actually, you know what? Just take that. Drive the motor car. Right, Faithus, talk to me. Speak to me. What have you got for me? Excellent on the downforce. Excellent speed balance. Excellent handling. Well, that answers that then. And okay, right. Well, the handling's moved from good to excellent. So if we can keep everything exactly where it is, apart from the handling, which will give it a little bit more understeer. Right. If we go for a little more understeer, then maybe it gets better still. But I don't want to mess with it too much. You're all good. Tyres are still fine. Get out there. So this will probably be our last run out. I might leave them out running. Maybe possibly bring Gomez back in. But, you know, frankly, I think we've got these cars in pretty good shape. If we were to actually stick them back on their gun it strategy, then we'll see where that gets us. We are chancing it with Faith and her new suspension, but we'll just have to see where we get on with that. I mean, they haven't yet, neither of them have yet completed a lap. So, you see, Gomez pretty happy. I mean, frankly, I almost don't care how happy. It's more about, you know, can he complete the race and fulfill his destiny as our supposed #1 driver. Faith, on the other hand, usually very chatty. She's not saying anything today. She's keeping herself to herself. So Gomez is now up into 18th. If I'm honest, Gomez, we need you to be a bit faster than that. Downforce feels bang on. Well, good. Feels like I've got the right aero set up. Well, good. And if you're going to rate something as excellent, it better be excellent. Meanwhile, actually keeping him out seems to be the shrewd move here, as his setup knowledge is now high. Yep, Faith's now overtaken Bird Dog. Still 3 seconds off the pace, which is not great. Oh, they're both low on fuel. Well, the session's over anyway. I'm over it. We can live with them both being out of juice. Loves the handling. Right, well, there's no excuses to be had from either of you. I mean, you're both premium drivers. You're costing me premium money. So how about a premium result? That would be perfect. So there we go. Neither of them are in the practice sessions setting the world alight, particularly. But you know, that's just a practice session. So from the fans, we've got Didier Carole. Go Bulldozer Power. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Heart. Good answer. Jiro Kagawa from Motor Racing Magazine. Wonder what the issue for Bulldozer... Oh, shut up, you cheeky blighter. I'm going to pin Didier Carole's Carole to the top of my Twitter, and everyone can see it. Chiro Anohara. Lame practice session for Get Out. Good. So it's race day, and if I can pull off a 9th place or better, we won't lose quite as much money as we would otherwise have done. So let's, what do you know about? You know about soft tyres, and you know about race trim. Well, given that there's not a lot of choices in there, have them both. Faith, meanwhile, oh, light-footed intermediate tyres. Intermediate tyres wear more slowly. Well, that's lovely and all. However, the forecast makes no mention of rain. So we'll stick with soft tyres and race trim. Unconventional, but there you go. Right, car setup. Triple excellent for Faith, who knows what she likes what she knows. Andre is less thrilled. What's your problem, Andre? I mean, honestly, you know, we've got great balance, which is where we've kept it. Previously, we had poor balance. Now it's great. There it was poor. Now it's great. I'm going to give you a little less downforce and see if that helps you out. I don't want to give you too much less, though, because if I do that, that's when you drive the car off the track. What have we got on handling? Handling, good. Good. We haven't done anything radical to handling. I think we can make it understeer a little bit more. There you go. And at this stage of the equation, we're only going to be tweaking. Yeah, you see, I think that if we shorten your gear ratio by one more notch, maybe that will be good. Anyway, on to tyre choice. Now, as much as he does have a bonus to his soft tyres, I think we'll stick him out on mediums as ever. Because he's not competitive, we're going to leave Gomez as our insurance policy. He's got enough fuel for half the race, particularly if he goes easy. I think he'll be in twice rather than just once. But there we go. That's him set. And then, as far as Faith is concerned, we're going to run the standard system of Faith can get out there and shred it, and then we'll bring her in as the need arises. So we'll stick her out. We'll give her a slightly less fuel in the tank, so that the tyres don't matter so much. We'll get her in early. We'll go for at least a 2-stop, possibly even 3-stop strategy. It's not even a very long race, but you know, that's what we're going to go for. We're going to start Andre on pushing, but we'll rock that back quite quickly, and Faith we're going to start on full thrash, and we'll probably drop that back after a lap or two. So here's the grid. Gomez Cybergal on pole and second. Hertz Sane on the second row of the grid. Then Plastics both on the third row of the grid. Not even in the same team. Steve Mush and Bird Dog 7th and 8th. Hans 00, General Macht, Playmoto, Varhagen, and then Chris Shaw, P. Ruto, and then on to the 8th row, and you get Faith Anthony, who's going to have to she's going to have to work in order to make any early progress. Salmon Longo, my left knee hurts, Vectrix, and Milan Z, the current championship leader. We're trackside. They're on the grid. It's about to kick off. And we're underway at Milan. Gomez leading from the front there. And it's tempting to suggest that he absolutely canes it at the front to get started, but Faith is overtaking everybody. So we're gonna go and watch Faith, our number one driver. She is not sparing the horses in this opening lap. Although to be fair, it would probably behoove me to ease her back a smidge, so we don't cane the tyres and the engine and the fuel while we're caught in traffic. The early push has gained her 2 places overall, but I think we'll ease it back now to try and keep the car in one piece for a little longer. And given that she's running a light fuel load and extra spangly tyres, Faith is currently driving very, very badly. We are off the pace by a country mile. It could be the fact that I've not spent any time, effort, money, or anything else on the engine in the car, and therefore we're just not competitive on this that is a very high-speed track. Back down to 16th, so we're now 1 place lower than we started. Yeah, this is a bad race. This is a bad race. If I could persuade Gomez to cause some kind of you let knee hurts past you, it's not good enough. You're telling me it's not good enough. Look at you slipping down. I gave you the most aggressive setup I could think of, and you blew it. Car's not good enough, or the driver's just not into it. Gomez also dropping down the field. At this point, I think our strategy is going to have to be stay on the track longer than everybody else. Because we ain't going to win it any other way. We'll also tell Gomez to let her through if she gets the chance. Although, you know, given that Faith's in 19th, You know what else? I'm not. No, don't bother. Gomez, you do whatever you like, mate. Just go for your life. But this is already a complete shambles. The only way this could be more exciting now is if they took each other out. What a heartbreaker. I mean, it's Salmone Longo who is right at the back of the track. The only driver worse than both of mine. Well, that's that then, isn't it? That's the race where, you know, I'm not feeling that there's going to be a moment of inspiration from either of my drivers that drops us anything good here. And we'll see if we can keep Gomez, you know, into something entertaining by keeping him on the track for ages. I'm going to put this at high speed. There's almost no point in watching now. Oh, Faith's overtaken. Go Power Rangers. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, I would imagine that Mush is having car problems of some kind, which is the other thing we can hope for, is that every other car breaks down and or crashes. Right, 1.3 laps left. We're going to bring her into the pits. Yeah, hard tire, the slickest, softest, tiresest. And then we'll stick another 7 laps of fuel in. Pit strategy. Risk it. There's nothing to lose by risking it now. We're going to be replacing the suspension. Good. Yeah, go on. Get it done. Well, that's it. I mean, you know, the race has taken a funny turn already. I mean, weather, a big pile-up, massive amounts of part failure. They're the only things we can now hope for if we're going to get a result here today. She's going to exit in 20th place. And we made a mess on a tyre. 11 seconds longer pit stop than desirable. Who's the idiot that made a mistake with the tyre? He needs firing, says Faith. I'd say it really doesn't matter at this stage, Faith, because you're driving really badly. So there we go. Gomez has just set his best lap time. Despite the fact he's on a conserve the heck out of both the tyres and the fuel. Gomez is now up into 18th. And he's only halfway through his tyres, although he's only got 1.5 laps of fuel left. Right, there is no point in... Yeah. Shut up. Yeah, be quiet. Just stop your whinging and get yourself in... He's got himself up to 7th through the stay up on the track strategy. Fuel options. We could possibly stay out on these tyres, you know. Make for a super quick pit stop. But given that we're nowhere near competitive, I think we won't even chance it. We'll change everything. Make it fast. Tyre choice. Stay out on these. Get some better ones. Get some new ones. There you go. Right. Come on. In you come. But no, there you go. So 12 laps remaining. I mean, effectively the race is over. In comes Gomez from 7th. He's expected to come out in 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. There we go. Good Joe. So both pit stops there ended up going very, very badly indeed. Anthony capitalising by working her way up to 17th. I'm not going to follow Gomez. This is just disgraceful. But there you go. I mean, you can see the straight line speed there. We just don't have the engine. We don't have the engine for this kind of track. The car is not competitive, and as much as it may be amusing to blame the drivers, hey, the suspension's broken. What have you got left in you? Turn a bit laps. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come in. We'll fix it up and give you some more tyres. Hell, what difference is it going to make at this point? You know, I'll fill a tank up, park condition, fix that. We knew this was going to happen. I can't complain about it too much. Make it fast, or as fast as you incompetent flipping pitfalls can actually pull off. There you go. So what's going to come up is do I opt to to gamble with what little money I've left on a car that's going to be more competitive, or do we just suck it up for this season and try and get next season a little more under control? That's probably a rhetorical question. It's a little bit too early in the year to be deciding for certain, but this is going to be a 19th and 20th place finish unless there is an accident on the track. Gomez he's in contention here. It's quite tempting to tell him to, you know, try and nobble the fella ahead of him. And what have we got here? We've got 4.5 laps left. So he's definitely coming in again. There's no sense in saving any of the stuff he's got. Thrash the hell out of it, Gomez. Show us what you're made of. So far, not made of anything good. Gomez. Oh, and there he goes. He's going for it. Oh, he caused an accident. You beauty. Unless that was mush going into the pits. To be honest, flying through at very high speed here. No, he went in the pits. Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping that Gomez had got off scot-free, having caused a tremendous pile-up, but guess not. So 2.5 laps left on the track for Mush, for Gomez. Mush, we don't care about Mush. Not until, you know, we sign him as our driver. You're feeling some vibrations from the suspension. Chill out. Who was that in 14th? Vargan seemed to be experiencing some technical difficulties there. Interesting. Right, let's move to a more conservative approach and bring them in. Fuel options. 4 laps remaining after the pits. We'll put 6 in because it may say 4 laps, but it doesn't mean it. What it means is you're going to thrash through the fuel that you've got left. We'll keep him on the same tyres though, and hopefully that'll be good. But he's on very low fuel. Have I brought him in enough time to shut up, to get it sorted without? Yeah, he's out of juice. You've got a few warnings about parts. I don't care. Get in, get changed, get back out. What the hell's going on with the fueling? Just relax. Look, I will deal with the pit crew underperforming. I need you people to focus on driving better than you currently are. Faith, meanwhile, has made her way up to 16th place, which is lovely. It doesn't really get us anything. You can keep pushing. You're coming in on the next lap. There you are. Come on in. Have some fresh tyres. Have a little bit of fuel. What do you got left? 1 lap remaining after the pit stop. Perfect. Go. You can live with knackered suspension for a lap or two. Yeah, it's a disaster. This whole weekend has been a complete waste of money. I'm coming out £500,000 down. The sponsor's going to look at me like my checkbook is safe. The pit crew have failed on virtually... I've mentioned this. Oh, hello. What's going on with you, Gomez? I think you were just celebrating having overtaken your teammate. This is not good for team unity. No, you big fashion victim. I'm kicking him off the team second I get a chance. That sucked. You did suck. We really need to be doing better than this. You really need to be doing better than this. Right? There is no we here. That was all on you. You people screwed this up. I gave you a substandard car that I expect you to deliver. I do not expect you to just gripe about it and then underperform and, you know, expect everything to be peachy afterwards. So, as ever, the pit strategy all over the show. You know, Faith coming in with 1 lap to go. Genius. Inspired. I think we were the only driver there with 3 pit stops. Perfect. Yeah, completely hosed that. But that was due to the suspension breaking midway through the second stint. There's a picture of some tyres. Some commentary. Here's the standings. So, as a result of round 3, Faith has now dropped 9 places to be in 15th. Perfect. Gomez, of course, no change. He's made 20th place all his own. In the team standings, we aren't bottom, but we have dropped another 2 places. Good. This is exactly right. So yeah, we did finish below the sponsor's objective, and we were significantly down in terms of laps, and then the gap to the next driver. It was a disgrace. Obviously passing the scrutineering, because we haven't got any parts that are exciting enough to break any rules. Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, I've reviewed all of this already, game. You know, there we go. So, here we go. Magali Lacourte says, you need a better driver than Andre Gomez. Ain't that the truth? Albert Salado, I want to see Bulldozer Power at the top. I just love those guys. Andre Gomez is so hot. Hashtag in love. Whatever floats your boat, Albert. Milan Z, points mean prizes, but I want wins. Hashtag aiming high. I don't care. V Hagen had a few good tussles at 150 miles per hour out there. Life in the midfield can be fun. Hashtag racer. Hashtag didn't win. Hashtag making excuses. Didier Carroll. I think we've established that Didier Carroll's tweet is going to stay in here for as long as possible. Go Bulldozer Power. Smiley, smiley, smiley heart. Yes, that's the stuff. So as a result of that race, Andre has become happier. It's amazing how finishing ahead of your teammate makes you a little bit happier. Ironically, of course, he is the younger of the 2 drivers, and therefore has quite a long career in front of him being rubbish. Whereas Faith, at 34, doesn't have many seasons left to go. And frankly, you know, this is going to be as good as it gets for her. Faith, very happy. Andre, not so much. There's some stats. They made absolutely no progress at all. Inanno got worse at everything, if that were entirely possible. Meanwhile, Andre has developed a slightly better relationship with Inez, his mechanic, whereas Faith, not very happy with Gary. And I imagine Gary not very happy with either of them. But the chairman, the only man that matters, is now 100% happy with our results. I promised him 20th place this season, and by God, I'm going to hit it. So there we go, 607 grand down the pan. We're not going to see that again. That's that gone. Yeah, that's your lot right there. General Macht having a cracking game there, having a cracking race. Cybergal started on the front row of the grid, finished on the front row of the grid. Very impressive. And Megahertz, of course, in 3rd place with an additional 18 points for her season. Well done. Well done, all of you brilliant drivers. Yeah. So there we go. That's going to wrap it up for this race. Next time out, we're heading to Tondela, which looks like it's in Portugal, and we're going to do better. And we can't do any worse. So I would say that the better was quite likely. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this and subscribe if you've not yet done so to keep up with the rest of the season. And I'll catch up with you next time. Cheerio!